All right, what is going on, everyone? Today we have a crazy situation. So recently, DJ Akademiks had a sit down for another deposition with Roc Nation's lawyers. Now, this all started from a lawsuit Roc Nation filed on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion against another blogger named Magro, someone who doesn't even have the money they're suing for. But instead of just going after her, they started bringing in other people, even Akademiks and possibly Drake. So hours after questioning, Akademiks went on Twitter calling them out, saying they're wasting Jay-Z's money and asking random questions about Nicki Minaj and DDG, right? That's when Nicki Minaj stepped in. She told DJ Akademiks straight up, this isn't logical. She said Roc Nation isn't really after money. They're creating distractions. Every time DJ Akademiks goes online to rant, tweet about them, he's doing exactly what they want him to do, right? According to Nicki Minaj, this is all a big cover-up, and they're covering up another lawsuit involving Roc Nation CEO Desiree Perez, where her own daughter accused of serious stuff like manipulation and being forced into institutions. That case got quiet real quick after a gag order was placed, and anyone who posted about it started getting copyright strikes. Nicki Minaj believes Roc Nation is using lawsuits like this to keep attention away from that case. And get this, right? During his deposition, one of Roc Nation's lawyers literally said, "Tell Des he's tweeting again." Des, as in Desiree Perez herself. So Nicki might not be crazy after all, but let's just dive into the video, see what's going on.
Academics a warning, more like an alert that Roc Nation is manipulating him and trying to rope him into their overall evil plans. So a couple of days ago, DJ Akademiks sat down for what he believes is his last deposition with Roc Nation attorneys. He already sat down for one prior to that. However, they ran back to court and told the judge, hey, no, we need one more. So the judge granted it. So Roc Nation is suing this other blogger who has no affiliation with Akademiks called Milagro on behalf of Megan Thee Stallion. Roc Nation understands like they won't get a penny out this other blogger because she don't got it, bruh. Like she don't got millions of dollars for y'all to sue her for. So they're using this lawsuit to essentially depose all the other media personalities who've been against Megan Thee Stallion, and they essentially see the opportunity to bring them in for deposition as the only win they're gonna get in this lawsuit. Because even if they win a settlement or a judgment, they're not gonna collect a dime from this blogger because she don't got it for them. So they're essentially using this lawsuit to depose Akademiks. They've wanted to depose some of Akademiks' employees. They even asked to bring Drake in for a deposition. They're absolutely going crazy. After the latest deposition, Akademiks was very frustrated. So he took to Twitter to rant about the situation. He will say, just did my second Roc Nation Megan Thee Stallion deposition. That law firm wasting Jay-Z money. This time they try to act right. No more Nicki and Drake questions. Shout out to the Jersey federal judge keeping Roc Nation in line. They harassing real ninjas. I believe Nicki, because Nicki has been warning the world about Roc Nation for a while now. Akademiks would proceed to kind of wonder why Roc Nation was even doing this. Akademiks believes that it's a waste of time. They're not going to get any money out of Milagro, of course. So they're spending millions of dollars to essentially bring in people for depositions. For what exact reason? What's the purpose of this? Well, my first opinion of this was Roc Nation is trying to sue y'all butt offs. All right. Roc Nation is using this lawsuit with Milagro, which is a slam dunk lawsuit, right? Because they're gonna crush Milagro. They got millions of dollars. Milagro don't even got an attorney right now, I believe. I don't know. I love Milagro, but I don't know. So Roc Nation is gonna crush her, but they're like prolonging this and delaying this so they could bring in people like Akademiks and Drake or others. And they're doing this for a clear reason. Akademiks is wondering what that reason is, right? So Akademiks believes that they're bringing in, like people in for depositions and they're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to do so because he think they got a multi-million-dollar budget for attorneys, because they're trying to bully anybody who speak against them or try to silence them. Oh, Nicki Minaj got wind and she saw DJ Akademiks' questions or his wonder, what's going on? Why is Roc Nation doing this? Why are they wasting money from his perspective? Nicki Minaj had an interesting theory for DJ Akademiks, and even like after Akademiks heard what Nicki had to say, his entire thought process and how he viewed this completely changed. And he automatically began to feel like he got hoodwinked the entire time.
You are asking logical questions and expecting logical answers. However, there is nothing logical in a game, okay? There's nothing logical in these games. You understand? You are in a game that you never signed up to play. The people that are doing this are using you as a part of the game as just another distraction to the docket. You see, a bunch of staged court cases, staged, depositions. You see, the things that you are doing that you thought they wouldn't think that you would do, they did know that you would do that. That's why they're doing what they're doing. They want you to go on the internet and scream about them. Anything but anything but for the people to pay attention to them dockets. You see, the questions that you're asking are logical, but only if this were in a logical frequency. You are just a part of this game that those people are currently playing. They need the loudest voices to be irritated at the same time to get on social media to drown out the docket. They need to distract you. They need to distract my fans to drown out the docket.
Listen, man, a lot of y'all is like, man, Nicki off the powder, man. What's she talking about? Trust me, it sounds crazy, but it's not that crazy. It's actually logical. So Nicki Minaj is telling Akademiks, hey, when you go on Twitter and you talk about this deposition and you talk about everything, you're playing into their hands because that's essentially what they want you to do. They want you to come on Twitter and talk about this because A, it intimidates other people who wants to speak on Roc Nation, but when they see Akademiks going through this and he's documenting how hard of a time he's going through, they got cars sitting outside of his home, they trying to serve him everywhere. That scares off other people who wants to speak about Roc Nation. But then also, when you speak about this and when you speak about the deposition and you speak about the silly things they're asking you about DDG and other people and Nicki Minaj and Drake, that's a distraction. And they're ultimately doing this, right? They ultimately sued Milagro. And now they're bringing you in for depositions and they're trying to muddy up because they're trying to distract the people from the real skeletons, which is this lawsuit by Desiree's daughter, Damari. Right? The docket she's referring to is the Damari Hadley lawsuit that we covered extensively in this video, where Damari Hadley is accusing her mother of kidnapping her, of calling her boyfriend the hard ER, of using law enforcement officials and psychologists and PhD holders and government officials to arrest her boyfriend, to get her institutionalized against her will, to get her fired from her job, like all type of stuff, bro. They listed a lot of horrific things that Desiree Perez allegedly did to her daughter in this lawsuit. And when that lawsuit dropped, it was a bombshell. Desiree Perez and Roc Nation was successful in putting a gag order on Damari. the judge ruled that she can't do any more interviews and she can't talk about this docket. And ever since Damori got the gag order, it's been silence. We haven't really heard anything about it. Nobody else is talking about this anymore. Because what we also saw was anybody who posted it about this lawsuit, if you use the picture of Desiree Perez, they copyright strike you. They got your stuff taken down. Tasha K did, I believe, like interview or Jaguar, right? They struck that. They attacked it. So they're now saying, after putting a gag order on Damori, after striking down content, because I know I personally took down all of my content talking about that lawsuit, right? Because they sent me a strike for using Desiree Perez picture. I believe it's them. If it's not them, I apologize. All right? I don't want no smoke. So Nicki Minaj is saying this is just phase 2 of them completely drowning out this docket or the talks about that lawsuit. And they're going to extend this for as long as possible. So hopefully by next year, when we're all talking about the depositions, the lawsuit gets handled in the wind.
Prevent me from leaving home.
The incident started on March 27th of last year.
So legally, I can't go home.
No.
Why?
Body camera video shows Broward Sheriff's deputies met on the side of the road in Dania Beach.
Hello. How's it going? How's it going?
By this man.
I'm waiting for a car to go by. There's a girl driving it. She's like a kind of mentally unstable person.
BSO has not responded to inquiries about who called the deputies there, but it appears they're taking direction from the man in the gray t-shirt.
She's heading over here right now. Pinging her or? Yes, they have a GPS on her.
He asks deputies to follow him to a nearby parking lot once she arrives.
I have a doctor, Dr. Boba from Hollywood Memorial Hospital, who's over there right now waiting for her to show up, and he's going to fake her out.
And when I showed up, it obviously was not an estimate.
Damori Hadley says she was lured to that parking lot by someone posing as a potential client for the landscaping company she runs with her then boyfriend, now husband. But according to her lawsuit, when she showed up, she was approached by several people.
We're going to take her.
Including Dr. Daniel Bober, the chief of psychiatry at Memorial Regional Hospital, who also runs a private practice and has been featured as a mental health expert on media outlets, including NBC6.
I already knew I had intuition. Something is not right here.
Deputies also had questions for those present, at least at first.
Who are you guys?
So we're a mobile crisis team working with Dr. Boba from Hollywood Memorial Hospital.
Okay.
Memorial Healthcare tells us there is no mobile crisis team affiliated with the hospital.
That entire thing was orchestrated by Roc Nation's Desiree Perez. Nicki Minaj is saying that lawsuit is still actively going, right? Desiree Perez using a doctor, using law enforcement officials to essentially kidnap her daughter from off the streets, right? Because as you can see, they lied about all the facts to get her in that van and get her away to that mental health, all because she wouldn't leave the man that she was with. And they got her husband also arrested multiple times. So Nicki is telling Akio, when you come online and you talk about this, bruh, yeah, like that's the plan. Like they're bring you in for a deposition on purpose. They want you to talk about this. They want you to talk about anything other than this docket.
Because when Nicki says that, and I'm telling you, without looking at anything, I'm reacting live. Y'all can clip the whole thing. It's not like I'm researching. As she's talking about distraction, and we want the loudest voice, and I would guess like, and I suppose maybe I'm one of the loudest voices, maybe, I don't know. They want them to speak about certain things that could be a distraction. And usually I would say, nah, you're full of shit. Except, I want to keep going back to my first deposition with Roc Nation, where the moment that I told people what they were attempting to do to me, their lawyer said, tell Desiree this. And that was shocking. And what I took from that, honestly, was, oh, they're trying to sue me. They're trying to build some shit up. But maybe, I don't know. And again, I'm shooting from the hip here. Maybe as what Nicki's saying, no, they're involving you because they know you are a nigga who's going to say everything online. And you are someone who could easily try to bring the conversation elsewhere while they still do other things subvertly. That's what I have to believe. Do you understand? Do I have to repeat it again? I will. In my perspective, when Nicki just said, it made slightly sense when she says, they're not that surprised that you're running your mouth. Because, yo, chat, I'm going to keep it a beat with you. Yo, you know when there's some people on Twitter like, yo, Ak, you're editing your tweet mad times. I wrote those tweets driving away from the courthouse. Bro, you know, yo, you can't do nothing to Akademiks in secret, bro. I'm not gonna wait till I couldn't even wait till I get to the crib, bro. Nigga, go look at my story on Instagram. I drove past the police tweeting, my nigga. Like, I'm gonna let everybody know, world know. So that's why I was shocked. I'm like, if they know who I am, and then I seen there was a tweet that said, tell Desiree, are they scared that I'm gonna bring it to the public, or maybe it's within their plan that Akademiks gonna bring certain things to the public? I can't tell. I really don't know. So
that's the most logical explanation. Because when DJ Akademiks was literally like recording and posting clips of his deposition as it was happening, we didn't see Roc Nation reach out to the judge and say, hey, judge, can you make sure he don't do this next time? Hey, judge. No, like he was pretty, like they didn't care. And to me, that was a big red flag. And Ak thought the best way to get back at them was to expose everything, was to tweet as it happened, was to post clips of the deposition. I remember, like, during the deposition, I think, like, they accidentally shared their screen of one of the ladies, like, saying, hey, yo, tell Desiree he's tweeting about this as it's happening, right? And Akademiks was leaking everything. Akademiks even reposted that particular screenshot because Akademiks thought, yes, I'm getting back. I'm doing something they don't like. But the whole time, if you believe in this theory that, yeah, they brought Akademiks in for a deposition because they know Akademiks is going to tell everybody. Nobody in their right mind is doing a deposition with Akademiks thinking it's going to be kept secret. But just watching how Akademiks was like happy and gleeful, thinking he was exposing Roc Nation, and then hearing Nicki Minaj's explanation right now, it kind of makes you think, man, bro, these people are playing 4D chess.
I told him I wouldn't be on my phone while I'm answering questions, but these lawyers, they couldn't either hold their bladder or they all needed food. I think somebody did number 2 or something while we were doing it. They're like, yo, we need some more time. We got to go to the bathroom. I'm like, damn, yo, what y'all got in the cafeteria up there at the Roc Nation lawyer offices? They could hold their bladders break after break after break. So on one of the breaks, I posted, yo, they're asking me crazy shit up in here about Drake, everybody. Listen, I'm going to snitch. I'm going to tell the world. Look what she says. And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des. If you're the lawyer for Megan Pete, why would you need to tell Des? Who's Des? The only Des that I know, and I could be wrong, Desiree Perez, the co-founder and chief executive officer of Roc Nation. So you did this. So with y'all sitting there with me for 7 hours claiming that y'all had zero affiliation, and that, yes, even if y'all did represent Roc Nation, this is a Megan Thee Stallion thing. My conduct in that deposition, y'all are in an internal chat reporting, go tell Roc Nation CEO this. Akademiks is posting about the deposition. Come on, gang. Come on. When I tell y'all that Roc Nation, Desiree Perez, in my belief, is lining the whole industry up, and everything, even the Megan Thee Stallion, the Halle Baileys of the world, if you connect it to Roc Nation, trust me, they're cooking up some type of poisonous secret sauce to get your ass. Y'all think I'm lying? Well, here it is in 4K. The lawyers of Megan Thee Stallion, because I posted a story saying, yo, I'm in this deposition, they're asking about Drake. She says, tell Des. I said he couldn't get to the end of the depo without posting about it.
This is 4D chess. Now, I did see Akademiks on Twitter asking people to tell him more about the docket. He wants to wake it up. So it looks like Akademiks is going to war with Roc Nation, man. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this? Do y'all believe Nicki Minaj? Do y'all believe that Roc Nation and their plan is to actually have Akademiks distract the people from the docket and the real thing they're trying to hide? Let me know in the comment section. Or if not, why do you guys believe they're bringing in Akademiks for a deposition and others for a deposition? Are they just trying to sue Akademiks?
But yeah, that is the end of the video. Let me know what y'all thought about this whole situation, man. But this whole situation just shows how deep this industry really goes. Nicki Minaj might have just exposed something most people wouldn't even believe, right? That Roc Nation could be using lawsuits, drama, and influencers as chess pieces in a bigger game. When you really think about it, it makes sense. Why else would they drag DJ Akademiks and Drake and random creators into depositions that don't even have anything to do with them, right? It's not about winning. It's not about money. It's not about winning money. It's about control. It's about keeping people distracted while the real stuff stays hidden. And if Nicki Minaj is right, then a lot of what we see online, all these beefs, lawsuits, and sudden headlines might not even be real reactions, right? They might just be moves in a bigger plan that's already been set up behind the scenes. That's the crazy part, because DJ Akademiks thought he was fighting back by exposing them, but according to Nicki Minaj, he might have been doing exactly what they wanted him to do all along. It's like 4D chess, man. The kind of game where every time you think you're winning, you realize you're just part of the strategy. So at the end of the day, all we can really do is pay attention, watch how these stories move, watch what gets silenced, and who benefits when the noise gets loud. But I'm gonna leave it up to y'all. Do you think Nicki Minaj is right about Roc Nation? That's my question. Do y'all think Nicki Minaj is right about Roc Nation using DJ Akademiks as a distraction? Do you think there's more going on behind the scenes that the public isn't supposed to see? Or is this all just another celebrity conspiracy theory that sounds crazier than it really is? Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section, man. And if you did make it this far, I'd appreciate if you did hit the subscribe button, as well as dropping a like on the video, because it helps me out a lot. So yeah, let me know what y'all think down in the comment section. You know, I read every single one of your guys' comments. And yeah, without further ado, peace out.